Uh-oh. I think my tracking got a little borked. Let's try that again. Okay. Maybe I'll just see y'all down there, yeah? Alright, yep. Catch you there in just a sec. See you down. Oh, it thinks that I'm off center. That's weird. Huh. Well, I could be perpetually looking over my right shoulder. That's a thing I could be doing. Yeah, it thinks that I'm like constantly looking to the side. I'm gonna turn it off and back on real quick. Yeah, just kind of defaulting that. You know what? We're playing the feud. We're rolling with it. Hi, everybody. Hello. It's good to see you all again. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. The depth of field was on. Thank you so much for the head pats. Thank you so much for popping in again. Yeah, boy, it really wants me to be looking a certain way. I don't know what to do about that. I could turn the tracking off and back. No, it's got to be on this end. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, no, it just kind of defaults me to the one side. Hello, Raiders! Hello, everybody! Hello. Goodness, there's so much going on. There's a lot that we gotta, you know what? I'm just gonna move the camera over so it's a stylistic choice. Hi. Yeah, whenever I have my head normally, it's just resting to one side. My phone's been giving me shit since I plugged it in today, and I figured it would do something like this, so we're playing the feud. Hello. Let me see. Since last we caught up, we have follows from, I think that bats. We have follows from Island Kitty Girl, Orpheus 3449, Switch Heart Pat, Noman Beb, Mr. XOXO 777, Tape _ SSBM, FM 180, a purchase from someone named Zach. Thank you for the amazing music, Miss Stebbins. Figured this is the least I can do for my favorite artist. Thank you so much for the purchase, Zach. A follow from Fooly Ribbon and Super Hacker. A 13-month resub from Ip Kamil. Shoni Leon, it's lovely to see you. A new sub from Intruder6969. Nice. A sub from Poketo, a 40-month resub, I should say, from Poto. Get her, chat, get her. Smile. The raid from TNT Alchemist and Mindstorm Robot with the 13-month resub. Had to end at half the time I usually go for because my body just gave out. So I'm going to try to go do some self-care to let my body rest. Take care, TNT Alchemist. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm probably going to be in the same boat. I'll be completely real. Between Europe and OffKai, I have not been able to rest properly. Actually, what happened if I just did? What if I look to the right and reset? That's a little better, actually. Hi. That was a great rolling of the R's that was really hard for me to do. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that I could do it. And also great to see you again, Ouija. Hope you're doing well today. I've been away for a little bit. And I'm back. At least for today. And then I'll be back again a couple of days next week. And then I'm going to be away again. Because there's no rest for the wicked. There is no rest for the wicked. And I must be pretty damn wicked. So before I get into anything, Delilah, thank you so much for the 7-month resub. Made it to 7 months. It's my birthday next week, Thursday, though I think you are leaving from Montreal then. I'm assuming you are correct. I will be leaving from Montreal that day. Flying out to Montreal from here in sunny California. And, yeah, that'll be a thing. I'll talk about that a little bit today. I'm gonna be here with you today. Excuse me. Today's gonna be a little short because I'm gonna talk a little bit about OffKai. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what's coming up next week. And probably wrap it up there for the sake of keeping my voice intact, because between Europe and here, I got some sort of allergy that makes it very hard for me to speak. Like, you'll hear a little bit of rasp. That never went away after Europe. It's like I went away and picked up an allergy. Think about that, Bats. I'm very worried for singing next weekend because of that. But here we are, and I'm going to do what I can for the time being. And I wanted to see you again. So if that means a little bit of damage up to then, so be it. Why does the bar above my head keep not doing? Let me see what's going on with that. We're gonna go there, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna refresh that. There's no reason for that to be resetting the way that it is. But here we are. So how many of you do not know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about OffKai? I talked about it a little bit last, one of the last times that I streamed before then. Ibar kind of looks like a halo. Nah, shucks. I talked about it a little bit before, we started getting ready for OffKai, but now it has come and gone. And, okay. I will indicate to Hydrate Redemptions, that's not going to fix my voice. It's a deeper seated thing on the actual voice box, but I will try. Thank you for that, Bats. Gosh, I miss doing this. I miss seeing you all. So, actually, before I get into any of that, how have y'all been? Sorry, I just realized that, I got so into a rush of, just going into things. How are you all? I hope that you all had a good time. Thank you for the hearts. Hope you've all been well. I hope you've been comfy, healthy, and happy, and staying cool in the heat. It has been very toasty here, more so this last week, although we finally got something, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Fish is calling. Fish. Yeah, what's been going on? What's been happening while I've been away? Miss you. Nah, I missed you too. Yeah, what's been happening? Hope you have all been doing it. Why did it do that again? It did the thing where it's like, I don't know what time anything is. What if I refresh this part? Yeah, no, that's weird. Yeah, I hope that you all have all been, I've been exhausting myself making an album. Do tell. How far along are you on that? I want to know. I mean, can you leak that, or are you got to keep that a secret until it's time? I'm doing good. I was able to get a gym membership and was able to do some cooking for a local charity. Let's go! That's awesome. Chicken parm sounds really good right now. I finally got all my female pills. It's been a year and all the pills are now able to be got. Let's go! It's been a particularly rough week. Talking about it would kill the vibe. I'm sorry to hear that. But I did see Hades Town, which was really good. That's good. There have been a lot of good movies out lately. I've been hearing about Hades Town. I've been hearing about the Odyssey movie, because of course I have. Yeah. Congratulations on getting your pills, gamer. So the songs are written and mostly recorded. I'm just having to mix them. I have 30 days until my deadline and I've mixed 4 out of 10. Hey, that's not too bad. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about OffKai. So, for those who don't know, OffKai Expo is a weekend-long VTuber convention. And it started, well, I'm putting on my glasses IRL. Actually, do I have glasses? I'm pretty sure I have glasses. Expressions, no. Outfits? No. The hard part is taking a break. Story of my life. What's going on? I think I need to put my status on Do Not Disturb. Uh-oh. Oh, right. I turned off streamer mode for a second, and I need to put that right back on. Where is that, actually? Account info, messaging, voice and video, system. I get the sense that they moved that recently. Data and privacy. They moved things in Discord, and I wish they didn't. Audie Glasses, teacher Audie? I've always been teacher. Notifications, nope. That's not where it is. Where the hell did they move, where did they move streamer mode? Hello, Noelle. Question. Someone who's very self-employed and does a lot of work in your home, how do you make yourself take breaks and rest? I've been struggling with that recently. I will answer that as soon as I find streamer mode on my Discord. They've moved it somehow, and I don't like that I don't see it anymore. Yeah, they moved it around. Connected apps. Game overlay. Activity privacy. Discord is freezing now. Very cool. So, since it's not showing me where that is, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer that. How do you get, what is it? How do I make myself take breaks and rest? Scholastically, the answer is to schedule it in. To actually, like, write in times to do so. This is easier said than done, because when it comes to me doing that, I don't. I push myself perhaps a little too hard. Boy, they really got rid of streamer mode, didn't they? All right. Appearance? Why is that an appearance? Who in their right mind would put that in appearance? What the hell is that? Anyway, my Discord really fell off. I kind of just push myself to keep going. Rather than scheduling for work hours, you schedule a time off. Your default state is doing work. Basically, okay, that's not entirely true. Sometimes I'll slack. Sometimes I'll watch something. Sometimes I'll hop into a streamer's stream. Sometimes I'll get a bit of plastic into my technology. Sometimes I'll knock a razor off of my, my shaving razor off of my desk. Okay, cool. I will deal with that later. Most of my days, I'll kind of default to being at my desk working, and I'll do one thing or another where I'll stop myself and well, I won't stop myself. I'll float over here. I basically let my ADHD steer. I'll watch a stream. I'll have something in the background. I'll choose a couple of tasks to work on. When I'm working in the house on stuff that I need, well, it breaks. What's that? Breaks are for the week. Seriously, I do forget to take any breaks. Hi, Octo! Hello! It's not tracking my hands. Hi! Artemis with 24 months in a row of resubscribing. Can we get some love in the chat for Artemis739? Please continue to enjoy your emotes. Your sub badge being part of the Oddities community for 2 full years. That is incredible. But yeah, no, I would say, now that I'm home, at least for a little bit, and once I'm done with, Otakuthon, my plan is to revamp the way that I do my schedule, because going from Europe to OffKai to this, even in the meantime, it has kind of shaken up how I see the world, how I do things, how I conduct myself, out in the world versus at home. I think there are things that I need to force myself to do. Because I like the person that I am when I'm out and about in the world. Think of that, Bats. More than I like the person that I am left to my own devices. Like staying in my chair and staying at my desk and that kind of thing. I think I need to revive the plans that I had to make my laptop more of a workstation. There's some investments that I've got to do for that. Audie Live discovers that touching grass is really good for her. I will also say that the last couple weeks have been utterly exhausting. I'm not built for a complete life of grass touching, or rather, I need more downtime. Gummy Burgers! Thank you so much for 30 months of resubscribing. Can we get some love in the chat for Gummy Burgers? Please continue to enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, being part of the Oddities community for... You're turning the corner on 3 years now, aren't you? So, let's talk about OffKai. Just wanted to poke in, need a dollop for this Addo after party. Let's go! Hope you have a great time. So, OffKai. OffKai has been a thing for my friends and I for the last few years now. And, hello, Hirori, and hope you're doing well today. So, OffKai Expo has been a convention I've been attending since year one. And, over the years, I've been telling my friends about it, and we've been going more and more and more and more, as a group. This year, there were some, 12, 13, 14 of us? Something like that. All of us with varying plans and things of that nature. Yeah. It was a big old crowd. So we're all, the days start stacking up and, getting close to, it's not day 0 yet. Let's call it day -2. I'm pretty sure it was day -2. This will be interesting. I got a message from a certain space cockroach, asking to possibly drop a few things off at my place, because I'm pretty close to the convention, and being in a being in a different part of from originally a different part of the galaxy, let alone a different part of of the world, it's a little bit difficult to get stuff, bring it over and do all the transit stuff. Might as well just send it over. But you can't necessarily send it to the venue right away because no one's really there to claim it. So, I get a message saying, hey, can I send a couple of packages over? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. I'm pretty down for that. Great. So there'll be, a few boxes, and all I gotta do is load them in, and, we'll be able to, we'll pick it up. Day 0 comes along, which, our friends all arrive. Tangent! Hope you're doing well today. Today's been all right. It's been weird getting back into the flow of, existing not out in the world, not preparing for socializing or conventions. Or I still got to prepare for conventions, but that's a different story. Day -1 comes and goes. All of us are in our respective lodgings. And, we get a few boxes labeled for, space cockroach. And, they're here. Day 0, we all coordinate to head to registration. And some of us go ahead first, and others of us go ahead later. There's a little bit of a mix-up getting to the actual registration, because in years past, it used to be in the actual convention center. This year, registration was the same place as gaming, which was the, outer tent. Hello, Calcerola, hope you're doing well today. So, we were like, oh, we're going to meet out front of the convention center where registration is. So what ended up happening was some of us went out to the front of the convention center, and some of us went to where registration is, which turned out to be somewhere else entirely. We ended up going back and forth. We ended up kind of figuring out where we were. And all this while, my friends were actually carrying some of the boxes. I offered to carry some, we passed them around, and people would offer to help. And then when I'm like, hey, I can carry that, they would usually go, no. I do appreciate that they helped me out and, didn't have me carry heavy stuff for too long. That said, after a while, I get a buzz from Space Cockroach while we're in line for registration. I appreciate that. The hydration won't save the rasp. That's just been an inherent allergy that I picked up in Europe or something. But I'll try. That wasn't even the hand I was raising. Getting a buzz from Space Cockroach. That sounds like drugs. I make it sound like it was drugs. It's fairly public information. I could probably be less coy about it. I'll be real. So, I'll I'll be more real about it later on. I feel like it's more fun to kind of build into day one. So I'm in line with, you know, my friends, and I'm keeping an eye on the door because we're supposed to be catching up and dropping off the first set of boxes. Turns out that that wasn't all the boxes that were coming. That was just a few of them. So, I think I need to start taking like a, yeah, I'm gonna take some. So we're waiting in line, and it's like, okay, oh, you know, where are you? Oh, we're in this part. Okay, where will I see you? And, I look to the doors as we're, you know, meandering this line back and forth. And eventually I see, two people flanking a very large set of wings and antenna and, bug legs. And immediately, hello, Detzel Machina, I hope you're doing well today. Immediately, I ask my, my, you know, friends to hand me the boxes. I gotta head over there now. And, I walk over and, I hand the boxes to her and the assistants. And, I think she set one of them down and just gives me a great big hug. It's like, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Like, this seems really heavy. Well, you know, tomorrow, you know, you won't have to carry too much. You won't have to carry as much. It's going to be, you know, a lot easier. And yeah, there's a couple of packages. They should be still coming in, but thank you so much for doing this. And then, you know, then I think they had business elsewhere, so they had to be very quick, but they did pick up the boxes and, carried them away. We go through, we get our badges. And I should have asked for my 18 plus wristband that time. They were supposed to be giving those out, but instead we were all being, you know, I received a plug to join the volunteers. I did not volunteer. Hello, Shadow Otaku. Hope you're doing well today. I didn't end up volunteering, but I don't know, maybe next year. I'm trying to remember some of what we did afterwards. So we head back to the house, and sure enough, there are the rest of the packages. These also labeled for Space Cockroach. I did that Hydra. I'm gonna do another one anyway. Hello, Sharky. Hope you're doing well today. So the next day, actually, I should have taken this with it. Boba Bar was after that. Okay. Yeah, we did Boba Bar. What did we do for dinner after that? I know we got Boba Bar. Or I remember that we got Boba Bar now, but I don't remember, what the... Why is my ad timer constantly... Oh, that's right, Did I get Levex multiple times throughout the weekend? How was that night? This is the problem with having perpetual brain fog. Anyone that says that long COVID isn't real is a fucking liar. But yeah, no, like, guess I got Levex that night. I could have sworn that we did that later maybe that was multiple. I do remember the veggie egg rolls. Oh, you know what it is? I got it mixed up with the time that we got lunch on day 2. Got it. Okay. No, I got something else that day. I got the chicken at the Boba Bar again on day 2. I could have sworn I went to Levex multiple times. Again, the joys of having brain fog. I digress. So we got dinner and we headed. Thank you, Ruin. As long as you enjoyed yourself. I did have a good time. Wait, which part was I enjoying myself for? Hello, Mizu Otaku. Hope you're doing well today. Braised mashed potato still. Yours is not induced by disease. I digress. We go to bed that night, and day one begins. A lot of us aren't sure where we are relative to the convention, so I'm in charge of some of the pickups. So I load a few of our friends into the car, drop them off at the convention center, head back to the house, grab the packages, and I begin coordinating with Space Cockroach's team. And it's like, they're also professional, but they're also sweet. It's like, Confirming pickup. Pickup confirmed. Loaded in. Great. Have it by this hotel. All right. Trying to get to this hotel. The way this hotel is blocked up. All right. I'll get over to this one. All right. Clearly it's this one. So, quick note. The San Jose Convention Center at which OffKai Expo took place. I should put the music back on. The San Jose Convention Center at which OffKai Expo takes place is flanked by two hotels, a Marriott and a Hilton. I've been going to conventions at this convention center for decades. Plural, decades. And I decide, all right, let's meet up at the Marriott. And, I'm really driving through, I'm really going crazy, driving side roads and double checking with this, that, whatever. And I pull in to the front of one of the hotels. I'm like, finally, okay. All right, I'm here. Where is everybody? Oh, look for me. I'm in redacted details. All right, great. I'm in front of the Marriott. So the thing about the Hilton is they recently installed these big letters that say the word Hilton on one of the sides. I saw the letters. I was not in front of the Marriott. I was in front of the Hilton. The way to the front of the Marriott was blocked. That said, I did my best and I got through. And I really need to know when the next ad is. Thank you so much, Twitch, for ignoring that. I managed to find a way through, and sure enough, one of Space Cockroach's assistants decides, okay, word choice is extremely poor there. I'm sorry. The team member that I was supposed to catch up with, comes through the door, and loads one of those like roller carts. Okay, just did it again. Loads one of those roller carts over and puts all the boxes on there and is like, thank you so much for doing that. It was, very much appreciated. This is going to allow us to do what we need to do. And I'm like, great. I've got my backpack on. I've got a bag in my hand, and I'm finally ready to start the convention proper. By this time, I was not particularly ready for opening ceremonies. I'm pretty sure it was about the time that opening ceremonies had been started for a few minutes. So what I had instead next was my meetup. Earlier in the month, I signed up to have a meetup out in front of a little nook by the Marriott, which I should have known. So I decided before then to ask if people wanted me to show up in something comfortable or in cosplay. Effectively, this outfit, more or less. And the results were to show up in cosplay. So before the meetup actually happened, I decided to go into the bathroom and get myself ready. And this meant, this outfit, a red dress, white gloves, and high heels. This is an important detail. I should probably angle it a little better. There we go. So the space in front of the Marriott and the convention center is gravel. I spent a lot of that time getting unstuck from the gravel. My ankles were more than a little tired. And immediately after this meetup was another meetup that I wanted to attend, which I'll actually talk about in a little bit. So, okay, my hand isn't up. Why is it doing that? In a second, I might actually, Oh, it's putting my lip up more than it's actually scientifically possible to do. Actually, real quick, I think Wardo is giving me more problems than it's worth right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a dimension real quick and switch to 2D. Let's see if that behaves a little better. I love what the world has enabled me to do. I love what Wardo allows me to try. But, yeah, between my phone, assigning lip movement that should be literally impossible. Okay. And then... Okay, that should be better. Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay. So. Right, so the meetup. Thank you, it's good to be back. It was amazing to meet you, and you were, thank you. So, it was a really fantastic meetup, and I was so glad to see everyone. Thank you all to, everyone who showed up, by the way. So I think I need to... Yeah, there we go. Thank you to everyone who showed up to that, by the way. It was lovely to see you. Everyone that popped in to say hi or just show some support. I remember in particular, there was a younger visitor and and their grandmother, and they were so shaky coming up and saying hi, and they were such an absolute sweetheart. They were they were talking a little bit about some of the music that they liked, and they had me sign their little signature passport, and oh my gosh, when I tell you how adorable and how sweet they were. So we're talking a little bit, and at first they were shaking a little bit, kind of stuttering, apologizing, honey, you're doing great. They were like, oh, I'm sorry. Look, listen, it's okay. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. I'm just so glad to see you. And over time, they started opening up and started talking about favorite songs and how they got into my stuff and things like that. And I got to meet their grandma as well, and they were telling me a little bit about their OCs and some of what they were into. And I have the notes on my phone, but I'm also using the phone to track right now, so I can't do it without freezing for a sec. It's worth it. Let me see. One of the nickname that they went by was Jelly. And I was like, oh yeah, who else are you here to see? It's a VTuber event. And, it's a big VTuber event, so how, which VTubers are you here for? And they go, no, this is it. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Wait, what do you mean? And they go, well, I saw that you were coming, and so I came to see you. And, I'm glad to have met you. You're why I'm here. I'm gonna die. They were so sweet. And I was like, wait, are you sure? I'm so glad, but it's just me. And I was like, what? Words are failing me right now. They were the sweetest, and we took a picture together, and I got to sign a couple of things, talk to the grandma about what the plans were. I did ask about, I think apparently they found out that I was there, just in general, because I posted about it on social. There is one thing that I was a little bit relieved about. I don't think that viewer has seen my streams, which, remember, these are 18 plus, and, bless their heart, they did not seem to be 18 plus. And that was going to be a little bit awkward to explain to Grandma, at the moment. So, You know, it was purely music talk. We talked a little bit about like A1, about the toe stuff, about maybe the best. Then again, some people don't look their age. Maybe. You're well worth going out of one's way to see at a convention. Okay, but for me to be the only reason someone is coming to it, that is a big investment. That is a big amount of time and effort and money and travel. Like, hello? I often have a lot of doubts about myself as a VTuber, as a performer, as a lot of things. So, when someone tells me that they went out of their way, why not? Why? When there's so many other people that are doing such bigger things on a bigger scale much more frequently. Like, my Oshis were there. Plenty of the people that I admire were there doing all kinds of things. Entire companies were there. Entire agencies were there. Like, it's not necessarily that I was surprised someone came for me. It's that someone went, like, exclusively, specifically for me. That is what blows my mind. Because, like, if your work is what they're interested in, that's perfectly reasonable and gives them a chance to learn some of your Yoshis. I guess so. I don't know. I was just very touched. And hearing them open up over time, like talk a little faster, talk a little bit more enthusiastically, I was very blessed. I was very fortunate to, well, it depends on how far they lived away. Apparently they were, I think they were in town, but only just. I started collecting CDs, especially Super Eurobeat, and wondering if purchasing SCBs with your songs would support you. Do you sell your current songs on CD? Hello, Speedbag. Great to see you. And Calcerol, they do, that does support me if you buy them directly, if you buy them new. Secondhand does not. However, you know, buy what's affordable. I'll say that. If you buy virtually, then they are able to track that, you know, each purchase, that kind of thing. If you're buying Super Eurobeat new, then yes, that technically supports, directly. I used to do physical discs. Carrying physical discs at conventions is a godforsaken nightmare. I don't carry a lot of physical merch anymore. At least physical, CDs. But, I did used to. Mini discs when. Floppy disks! Laser discs. But yeah, no. So that was amazing. Had a fantastic time meeting people and seeing some of my friends, and immediately after that was another meetup, not my own. So while still in heels, while still in this dress, basically, a few of us make our way over to the Momo meetup to meet the space cockroach, Matara Khan. And what I expected was a pretty big crowd. And sure, there was that. What I did not expect was pizza, a Momo cake, and the appearance of Matara herself. Trooper TVH, I think that was the day I was in platforms. Oh my gosh. That day in platforms, I eventually got out of the heels. I couldn't do platforms all day for that. I would die. I would die the death. So, you know, we get in line. We get in line for pizza. We get in line for cake. And we get in line for signatures from Matara Khan. It comes up to Pixie and myself. And, I got up to Matara, and we give each other a great big hug. And she eventually signs my signature passport, but she also goes ahead and basically calls attention to the Movos, and has them thank me for bringing. Oh yeah, the other thing that they were doing, they were actually like giving out some of the merch. Not all of it, obviously, but like they had a separate thing aside of some of the things. Like I think some of the hats got given out. I received a hat, also got that signed from Matara, and she said, like, she was like, I kind of used Audie is a bit of a pack mule to like make some of this possible. This wouldn't happen without Audie. And she's like, please thank. Actually, she thanked me by like Jessa. And she's like, please thank Jessa for making this possible. And they started chanting. And well, I really appreciated the attention or the gratitude. The attention was a bit much, so I wasn't really sure what to make of it. So that was a moment as it were. But I was happy to have helped, although I did not expect that. Because, like, here's the thing. If I'm helping out with something, it's just to make something possible. I like to facilitate and accommodate. Something that I get from my mom is that I really like to make things possible, make things happen. And, I guess just taking a few boxes to have here for a couple of days and then just like bringing it over. That's not a big thing. That is just a thing that can happen. That is a thing that one does because shipping directly to the, to the hotel is a pain in the butt. Shipping to the venue is even harder. Like, it's just a thing. Eurobox it was kind of fun, yeah. Got to meet some other momos, got to have lunch. Yeah, also in the signature passport, so with OffKai this year, in all the little starter goodie bags, they had these signature passports. These are things that you could actually get signed. Like little booklets of little paper that you can get signatures on. Which I think that's brilliant. That's a great idea. After that, I floated around for a little bit. I remember I bumped into the crew over at Stoneforged. We started chatting a little bit, and they were all very sweet. They were facilitating a bunch of virtual meet and greets, which I would attend one at that booth the next day. It was so weird I didn't use it at all. I just cherished the memories, minus the one selfie at the end. I mean, I feel that. Sometimes you just want to meet people and that's all there is to it. Sometimes you don't necessarily need, too much of it. The moment itself can be lovely and wonderful exactly as it is. So, following after that, there was the big British Exchange concert. One of a few concerts that I caught over the weekend. I feel like I don't have too many notes on it. It was just really cute. Just seeing everyone performing. They had Densetsu EXE, they had Matara, they had a few agency VTubers that I followed. It was a good time. After that, I'm trying to think about how soon after that, because I feel like this is the issue with brain fog. There are details that I remember really well in the moment that just completely go out the window once I'm done. Memories that I wish that I had. And when you've been gaslit to fucking back through most of your life, having brain fog is a great way to guarantee that the people that insult your memory can turn out to be right. But at one point we ended up getting ready. So, actually, what was the time difference between the two? That is a 3.5 hour difference, and that only could have gone for an hour. What the hell did I do for 2.5 hours? No, that was 3 hours. What the hell did I do for 3 hours before? I remember we got in line for Oshi Bar an hour out. I feel embarrassed asking this, but do you still sing happy birthday for viewers? Mine is next week, but not sure if you'll be streaming then. I will be streaming next week, at least a couple of days up until Thursday when I fly out to Otakuthon. So, yeah, I do still sing happy birthday. Unless you'd like for me to sing it now. It is up to you after all. You can request things, it's okay. Nevertheless. So Pixie and I end up getting in line for Oshi Bar. I think we had gone the year prior as well, and that was a good time, but this time it was in a slightly different yeah, we went the year before when it was a lot closer. It was like across the street. Last year I wasn't able to see everyone that performed. I really wanted to catch Cottontail's Cottontail's set at Oshi Bar last year, but it ended up not working out for a couple of reasons. This year, I wanted to see it. So I remember we got in, and the line was pretty big. It was a bit of a ways out, so we ended up taking a lift to the venue where Oshi Bar was happening. It was a little bit down First Street, if I remember right, which was like half-hour walk from the venue. Didn't feel like walking. There were a couple of acts before, like, there was one that we missed because we were in line. We got in while Katie Cat was performing. Katie Cat did fantastic. Like, growling and, like, singing really well. That was fantastic. Then, if I remember right, it was Toma, then Suko. And both of them were IRL, like, performing live. And Toma is getting really into idol stuff, if I remember right, and she did fantastic. Suko did some of her original stuff, and that was really good too. Like, if you're not already familiar with Toma and Suko, fix that. Really good, like, live performers. Suko strikes me as a little bit more like singer-songwriter, and Toma was definitely kind of leaning into the idol bit. If I remember right, she was in, like, a maid dress, and that was really cute. And then comes Cottontail. Okay, I swear I'm hearing music, but my oh, it is on. Okay. Cottontail comes up on the stage. And I need to tell y'all about stage presence. I need to tell y'all about belting notes live and nailing them and, like, screaming and nailing that too. Wait, sorry, what's up? Everything good? Wait, should I hold off? Uh-oh. I will wait until instructed otherwise. In the meantime, okay, the ad timer thing keeps resetting on my end. It'll go for a few seconds, then it'll, right. Yeah, we drove home, that's right, we drove home and dropped a few things off, and then, that's right, Henya's. Oh, thank you for the hearts. That's right, I forgot about, driving home and dropping things off. Because, Pixie, Arkines, Vivi and I all have our own space, so, you know, we dropped a few things off there. That's right, Henya's, I forgot about that. What did I do during, when you were in line for that? Was that Friday night, or was that Saturday? It had to be Friday. That had to be Friday. Hello, Eileen. Hope you're doing well today. Friday night. Okay, that was Friday night. Okay, I forgot what I did while I was waiting for you with Henya's. Speeding back up to Oshi Bar again. Cottontail set. When I was stuck, right, okay. Bender Hall. Oshi Bar, though. Yeah, Oshi Bar was fantastic. Like, Katie Cat killed it. Toma did fantastic. Suko did fantastic. Cottontail. Cottontail IRL is a sight to behold. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone that performed at Oshi Bar was really good. Everyone that performed at Oshi Bar, if they do a live set, catch it. But, Cotton has a stage presence that was completely captivating. like prowling the stage, jumping around. There's a point where Heavenly Father came up on stage and she like jumped in place and squealed and like gave him a great big hug. It was the cutest thing. I died. Gosh, she was good. I think she tried to like drink water by like pouring it on herself and it didn't work out and there was a puddle. And one of the staff came up, like from the venue came up with a mop. And I think we started chanting like mop, 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 mop. And it was cool to have like he was like kind of waving and like doing his thing. And there was an act after Cotton. I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna look it up. Right. There was Derivacat and Issa. Yes. They also did very, very good. I think that was our last thing for that night. No. I was wrong. That's not the last thing for the night. It's not the last thing for the night. So we get done with Oshibar at 10. Right. I'm remembering now. Because there was another event lined up immediately after that, which surprised me. I would have thought that it would have gone like late into the night. But no, 10 p.m. All good, all done. Next event was slated for the next thing. So Pixie and I head back to the convention center for more music. Specifically, an event called Prismatic Fever. Let me see if I can pull up the roster for that. So this was an event put on by a group called Vezo. And that one had I'm trying to find a list of the lineup. Here we go. So that one had hi. Hey Hannah, good to see you. Hope you had a great off-kai and that you got to hang out with Cotton. You're just in time. I'm talking about day one so far. That one had Nana Asteria, Fuziki Miki, Ribisia Music, Hanamiya Rika, Kochi Ryoto, Dice Game, Reku Mochizuki, Monomane, Mukumamai, Penny Puffball, Oshiriko, and Camellia. That Camellia. All the DJs did fantastic. All the singers did fantastic. Then the absolute goofball. How many of you have seen Camellia perform live? Because that was an experience. That was a moment. Like, it doesn't surprise me that these were, like, pre-recorded. I don't care. Like, watching Camellia perform, he's such a goofy goober. And he'll, like, get up in front of the stage, he'll jump around, like, he'll play memes in his set. Like, it was so funny and well done. And, like, there's still, like, a dance floor lined up in the middle of the venue area. Like, there was one song, I think he played, like, the spinning cat. So the entire room just started, like, getting up and spinning in place. And he ended his set with the Megalovania remix. And it went absolutely nuts. It was so good. It was so good. Hi, Coconut! I'm gonna have a quick sip before I go too much further. So, if I wasn't tired before, I was certainly tired by then. I wish I could finish the stream and get to hear about some Otakuthon or Montreal stuff. I think I need to head to bed. No worries, Delilah. Thank you so much for popping in. Also, real quick. Oh. Okay. Before I go too much further, it looks like Twitch has decided to not show me when the next ad is, but it looks like it's going to be in about a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break and, stretch, refill my water bottle, and let y'all play some words on stream. Use this time to refill your own water bottle, do a quick stretch, go to the bathroom, maybe play some words on stream if you don't need to do any of that. But I will be right back in just a moment. Yeah, I'm gonna get that set up by going here, and yeah, back in a sec. Hi. That's okay. That happens. All right. I think I'm back and I'm just about ready for day 2. I don't think there are 2 O's. That happens. Let's get back to here. Hi. Just refill my water bottle. Gonna take a quick sip. And right back to it. So, day 2. Day 2, we started with, we started by going to the, registration hall again, and that's where gaming was, too. We thought about playing a game, but I think we ended up going against it. I got my 18 and up wristband. Didn't end up doing any 18 and up panels, but, you know, it was nice to have the option. And I think we ended up kind of floating around a little bit. I originally wanted to catch a songwriting panel, but I don't think I was there in time for that. Instead, I had to do some bullying. I had to bully someone who's visited a couple of times. I needed to bully someone by telling them that they're good at what they do. I needed to bully someone who had a question about what their next, what animal they should be next. So I hopped into Kuro's meet and greet at the Stoneforge booth to let him know, 1, he is a good producer, which I have a side note about that later, and 2, well, if he's already been a cat and a dog, naturally his next one should be a pony. I know what you are, Kuro. I know what you are. You're like me. You're like us. I digress. So bullying aside, he survived. He's a sweetheart. I think around that time, I think it was shortly after that Pixie and I checked out the Wildcard booth, like the Wildcard Club booth, and they had this thing where you would decorate your, like, first you would take a picture of the space and then tweet it with certain hashtags, and then there was a thing where you would design your own locker. It seemed pretty similar to the IRL, like, sorry, I mean, this was the IRL one. It seemed pretty similar to the one that was already on Twitter, like, a few days ago. But this one had, like, there was some raffle that you could join to get what we later ended up finding out was, like, shirts. But I remember they were weirdly, like, pushy. Like, whoever was volunteering in that booth was being weirdly, like, pushy towards Pixie, which was weird. I ended up taking a picture with one of the keyboards at the, like, on the couch, and, they has to, like, retweet that, which is weird because, like, it's just me with a keyboard. But that was kind of neat. What was that on about? I think it was was it after that I met Kitsun? I think that was around that time, between that and the next thing. I got to meet Kitsun, who was actually at one of the booths that I was at. It might have been this day or Sunday. Got to bump into him for a bit. He was super cool, easy to chat with. Was part of a booth that was selling a bunch of, like, keychains and art and stuff like that. I feel like the vendor hall was much more of the beating heart of where a lot of stuff was going on this year. I think I get why so many people spend time in there. But yeah, Kitsun was really cool. It was after that we found out that one of my friends, HypnoTwist, was gonna be on a robot. And I wanted to stay at the venue to make sure that I could see him there. But, you know, there's some tech issues going on. There were some problems. The robots are cute. I've been on one of those robots before, and they're really fun when they work. Unfortunately, at the time, it was giving him problems in terms of, like, tech and connection, things like that. So, if I remember right, it was Persa, Pixie, and I that decided to get lunch. So, you know, we get ourselves together, and we head out, and we walk Arzion9351, thank you so much for the follow in the stream. It is lovely to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat, and I make Eurobeat music. My work's been featured in Super Eurobeat, initially, DDR, Step Maniacs, our VTubers, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. It's lovely to have you here. I'm talking about my experiences at OffKai. I'm not sure if that has much to do with what we're talking about, Dr. Santa games. I think I'm going to let you spend some time thinking about, context and what fits with the subject or not. At any rate, that was a long welcome. Yeah, I have an introduction. So we go out to get lunch, and then we find out while we're all the way at lunch. The machine started working, the robot started working, and our friend was out and about, but only for a limited time. By the time that we were able to get back, that we would have been able to get back to the convention center, he'd be done. So I should also indicate that at this time, fatigue was starting to hit. We were tired. We were already kind of done. There were things that were just going on, like it was hard to get enough sleep, and just some stuff that was going on behind the scenes. There was some stuff, actually there's one thing that I do need to, that I'll bring up, that might have an impact in September. I'll bring it up later on, but like, between some of the other stuff that was going on, we were exhausted. We were up late that night before, we were catching all kinds of shows, we were zooming from here to there and everywhere and what about. And, we were fried. Middle of Saturday. We're thinking like, okay, we originally had plans to go to OffKai Live, which is the big show. Like the big concert show, which is now at the San Jose Civic across the way from the convention center. But we're thinking like, there's no way we're going to have that kind of energy. We're just kind of done. The most that we might do, there's this Overture concert that's got Starlight Daryl, Yam Alba, Lesage, and a bunch of other really talented musicians. So we decide to go and check that out. And that was a fantastic show. Everyone sounded really great. The singers were great. The musicians were great. It was a really lovely and wonderful time. After that, the original plan was to check out the Speak of the Devil with Anarchy panel that Mousy was doing at, I think it was main stage, but there wasn't enough time to get in line for that and to possibly catch the OffKai Live thing. And we were so tired, it's like, forget about it. So we gather up a little bit. We decide, so there's a quiet room. There's a little room off to the side. Hey, Trapmaster, hope you're doing well today. There's a little room that's tucked away in the corner of the convention center, not far from the Maid Cafe. And Pixie and I hop over there for a little bit, and they got these bean bags, and they got these little desks and places to kind of lay down and relax and recharge a little bit. I lay down. I want you to pay attention to the word I used there. I laid down. And fell asleep for half an hour. I passed out for a half an hour on a beanbag, and I got my energy back pretty quickly with that. Not all of it, but like a big chunk. I felt a lot more ready to do things. So good question. So Trapmaster, let's say that you go up the escalators and you're facing like you're in the area where, like, with Fanime, it'd be stage 0. And then you're, like, facing... To the left would be the road. That would be the Marriott side. And then to the right would be, like, the actual rooms of the convention center. Like, the dealer hall, the artist alley, things like that. And if you go through the left side, up into, like, the corner... If you've done Fanime, it was the room where they usually do karaoke. In this case, it was not karaoke. It was the quiet room. Quiet to the point where I passed out. And I woke up feeling refreshed, feeling recharged, and I was like, you know what? maybe I could do OffKai Live. Which was just as well. I was getting a couple of messages with people saying, like, hey, are you going to do OffKai Live? Like, if you're not going to do it, then I'm not sure if I'm going to feel up to it. But if you are going to go, then, you know, I might be able to charge through. I decided to go for it. You know, at the very least, I could just sit. You know, I just sit and watch. And if I was really feeling up to it, I could, you know, get the pen lights out and, you know, cheer on whoever was performing. So... I also want to thank Pixie for rallying with me in that moment, because I feel like she and I were at wit's end. It's like once we got done with that, we were going home to rest. We originally wanted to catch the Anikura dance party after OffKai Live, but that wasn't going to happen for us. So we go in, and it was a big show. If I remember right, the order was Roka, Reichi, Trickle, Ellie, Serafina, Kiryuin, Kaf. So, Roka was, you know, Roka Rorin, rock and roll, did a great job. It was singing like classic rock. It was easy to follow along with. I had a great time at her set. Reichi comes on in 3D. I was not as familiar with Reichi's game, with Reichi's swag. I'm a fan now. Apparently she's been at this for a minute, which it shows. Like, she's clearly well seasoned. Like, she was dancing around a little bit, she was jumping around. For 3D in essentially the void, she was very charismatic, very enthusiastic. Trickle. We need to talk about Trickle. I was not ready for the range on... Hang on a second. I was not ready for the range on this singer. Sweet mother of God. Here's someone who was like... So, Trickle is a Utaite and a VTuber with a range like Jesus. The absolute vocal range, like, the music videos in the background were gorgeously done, and like, his voice, okay, his voice is nuts good. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone that sang sounds fine and, like, sounds great. But Trickle, I was mesmerized. I could not stop listening. Like, dude ended his set with Aishite. Like, Aishite, 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 moto, moto. You know, the hard one that Ado sings really, like, intense. As if he was breathing, as if he was blinking, as if it was as natural as anything. This was the guy they had at the halfway point. So yeah, no, I am a fan. I want to catch the rest of Trickle's, like, discography. I want to catch some streams. Trickle is, like, really had my attention. So, then there was an intermission. I thought that no, I did not get the food and the drinks during the intermission. Yeah, it was a live performance. He actually, like, sang it in person. Okay. Some of the performances were live, as in, like, they were backstage and, you know, doing the VTuber tracking. Trickle showed up on stage. Trickle showed up on stage to perform. Like, let me get you on what I'm on about. Okay, is it gonna show my cursor? This one. This one. This is Trickle. His set was live as in singing it live in front of us. As in the microphone caught everything. In a way that was undisputable. And, like, listen, there's nothing wrong with pre-recording a set, bluntly. If any of the sets that we watched that night were pre-recorded, fuck it. a good show is a good show, whether it's pre-recorded or live off the cuff. I firmly believe that. I really do believe that fully. But to hear that level of performance live in front of me, and with that level of class, like, damn. So, like, I was utterly impressed. Next up was Ellie Minibot. Ellie was the one that I actually was there to see, because, like, I was only recently familiar with Ellie's original work, because I knew that she did, like, I knew about when Bao, like, was watching some of her stuff, like, some of her clips, and, like, when she did, like, a ukulele cover of 52 Hearts. And Ellie, gosh, to go from, like, incredible vocal range to, like, the audio version of Silk for the ears. Ellie's performance was absolutely fantastic. Lilac! Thank you for the 8-month resub. It is lovely to have you. And it's Prime, no less. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Hold on, I'm going to do a quick stretch. Okay. Where was I? Right. So, Lilac did a fantastic job. Sorry. Lilac did do a fantastic job being a lovely and wonderful friend that weekend. Ellie did a fantastic job performing. I am smart and can think things. Maybe next year, Lilac. You could be up there next year. But yeah, no. Ellie did a great set, did a great show. Next was Seraphina. Seraphina had this gorgeous voice that I absolutely loved. I think there was a couple of, like, tech hiccups with Seraphina's set, like, with the connection, but it was fine. I think she did a really good job, like, a good variety of tracks. Okay, there was one song where that she sang that was apparently, like, based off a Chinese meme, and someone brought out, like, a little hand gong during the song. Like, down in the crowd where, like, everyone was doing, like, wotage and, like, swinging the pen lights up and down, like, really, like, the most enthusiastic part of the crowd. Someone busts out, like a little hand gong for that. I was like, hello? Okay, alright. That was really cool. Okay, next up was Kiryuin Sena. So, Kiryuin sang really well. I have one complaint. So, everyone else, they sang a song, they ended the song, they would have a little bit of a discussion, you know, they talk about the next song, or what, you know, the importance of the last song, or whatever, and then they would go on to the next song. It's a natural place for people to have a break, a breather, a moment to rest. Kiryuin was the closest I've heard a live performer do to a non-stop. Because he didn't stop. In theory, this is great value, because during the amount of time that you're up there, that's a lot of songs. You get more song per minute. And you know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that on paper. I think it's okay. Hello, Matt. It's great to see you. How you doing? On paper, it's a great idea. In practice, I think I needed a little bit more time between songs. Not a bad performer. Definitely very enthusiastic. Lots of singing, a good bit of screaming. He ended with Melt, like the Miku track Melt. The one that DJ Command remixed and was the song that showed me that Eurobeat could be beautiful, like a thing of art. It was the first Eurobeat remix to make me cry. And that was the source material. He did a great set, but next time, please, Kiryuin, thank you for your incredible performance at OffKai Live. We mere mortals need a second to rest. And then there was KAF. K-A-F. So every other set of the night, we were permitted to take pictures, even video. With this one, it was explicitly stated that we must not document our time with Calf. And I'll be so real, somewhere in the back of my head, I was just like, okay, so what's so special? I've never heard of this Calf person, but okay, you know, go off, I guess. And go off she did. Sweet mother of wow. That was a performance to rival Trickle. Bluntly, I say that. Not in terms of the vocal range, but so much, yeah, exactly, the power. Like, here was someone with an emotional range. Like, soft and gentle and robotic and deeply emotional and like almost rage level of like sing, nearly scream. And the music videos in the background were incredible. Hello, princess. Listen, you are not late. A princess arrives exactly when she plans to. It is lovely to have you back, darling. But yeah, no, Calf put on a hell of a performance. A fantastic performance. Why are the... Oh, right. I forgot that without... Hannah, don't. Wait a second. I need to put the throwing system back on. I'm so sorry. I forgot that switching back to 2D had to... I forgot that 3D has it all built in. I just wish that Warudo was behaving. Nothing to be sorry about. Listen, thank you for the head pats. Sorry that my tits is just playing on screen. Alright. Let me see if I can go ahead and do those. Now that, yeah. There are 4 of them, yeah? Yeah, there we go. So Calf, I want to watch more of Calf in the near future because wow. Great way to end the set. So we leave OffKai live and go back to our rooms and die. Because that was as much energy as we had. As great of a nap as it was in the quiet room, that was only as much as I could do. Which lends into day 3. So day 3 for me was less about events and more about meeting up with people. Although it did start with a panel. I wanted to catch the Densetsu EXE question Q&A panel. And I got in line, but I didn't quite get to actually ask my questions. Which is okay, because the Densetsu girls are so funny and so cute and so sweet. And they had a lot of questions, like, they got a lot of questions about, like, California and performing and how do I become a singer, that kind of thing. I'm glad that I went. For those that don't know, I have been a fan of Phoebe's for some time. She and I go back to pre-VTuber years. We share a few things in common, and just to have seen her really take off on her own and later on with Densetsu, it's incredible. I'm so glad to see her like shining with friends up on that stage. After that, I made a point of catching up with a few others. I decided to carve out, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. There was one other panel that I wanted to catch before that. Now, that was the Wild Card Club panel. How do you know, like, I didn't know what the Wild Card Club was. I knew it had something to do with music, and that it was Iron Mouse, Amelie, Doki Bird, and Rin Penrose. And it had something to do with music. So we go in and we find out that Pixie and I went to this one if I remember right. Who else? I think Bosch also? Boschfire? So we go and we find out what it actually is. It's a music initiative where they're trying to gather musicians together. Let me say that again. Iron Mouse, Amelie, Doki Bird, and Rin Penrose are gathering musicians together to make music with the company that originally put together BTS. Hybe, if I remember right, used to be Big Hit. We did have fun at OffKai. I'm talking about it right now. Pixie, thank you so much. 84 months of research. Holy crap. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. Pixie, that is your 7th year of subscribing. Holy crap. Can we get some love in the chat for Pixie for 7 years of subscribing? That is nuts. Yeah, no, I've been streaming for getting up on 10 years now. Like, that is really cool. Thank you so much for supporting what I do for 7 years, Pixie. Thank you. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart. Has it really been that long? Good gravy. Sorry. Blast from the past. Oh, thank you. So we find out that some of the folks that launched BTS are now teaming with really big VTubers that I know of and appreciate and watch, and wanting to make big songs with them. And now they're looking for other musicians. In other news, I have a video to make after this stream. As an introduction video, just to be like, hi, I'm Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. I've done stuff with like record labels and video games, and I can work with you. Please call me, please, 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 please. I think it's really gonna work. I think appealing to them on a professional level is gonna be what please really gets them interested in what I do, and really appeals to them and shows them my stuff. Begging will get me there. That's really the angle that I'm going with. Actually, I do wonder if at the very end of the video it should be like, I have 4 points, and go through 3, and then at the end, it's like, oh, you said 4. Right, point 4. Please. Sorry. Yeah, the open letters, unrelated to OffKai. I might discuss that in a little bit, though, Princess. So Wildcard Panel was really fun and great, and I would like to apply for that club. But until then, I had the rest of the day basically for meeting up with people. And meet up with people I did. I got to bump into Rachit, who I got to hang out with, and she was the one that had me on for the concert a couple years ago, and was also a guest during the first F It Up. Then I got to bump into Keelie, who I haven't seen in a while. We got to take some pictures together. That was really cool. I bumped into Xena, who is an incredibly talented video editor, has done some, video editing for folks that I very much love and adore and appreciate. So I didn't find out until the night before, but the wonderful and amazing, one of my Oshis, for a long time before she stopped streaming, was Orihime VT. And I found out, the music stopped. I found out that Ori was making an appearance. And I got to see her and give her a hug, and she's so pretty, and she's like, oh my gosh, Odyssey, it's so good to see you. I'm like, hi, you're really pretty, and you're right here. And got to chat with her a bit, and she signed my signature passport, and I melted and died. And she's just really pretty and cool and neat. And I told her that she changed a lot of my musical trajectory. I would not be Until the Fae without her. and a lot of music that I actually listen to now. And then we talked a little bit, and that was cool. And then okay. I'm telling on myself because I need this story to be documented. Because if I would not tell this to make myself look good. This is not a story where I look any cool or good or interesting. This is a cringe story that I hate about myself, and I don't want this out, but I need people to know. So, Boschfire and I make our way to the Gamer Supps booth for one last Passover to see what kind of stuff they have left. Meanwhile, I have been trying to catch up with someone for the last day. Like, I have been messaging with this person before the convention to see if I could bump into her. So Bosch and I are checking out some of the flavors and whatnot. I look immediately to the left. This absolute bombshell of a woman goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I get to see you, hi!" Pulls me into a great big hug, asks me how I'm doing, asks me if I got any cool stuff at the convention. I am gobsmacked. Jump scared by hotness. Like, I was exhausted. I was surprised. I didn't know who it was. It took me a full minute before I realized who the hell it even was. And I was so tired. I was pointing at stuff that I had bought that she was like, that she was asking about. And I was like, wait, I finally recognize you, right? She's like, "Oh, yeah?" And I was pointing at one of my keychains at the time. And she was like, "I'm not that one." I'm like, no. I was just, that wasn't what I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I was so tired. I was so out of it that, like, in retrospect, I should have known. It was cotton. It was Cottontail VA. And I was so fucking tired that I couldn't tell. I was so jump scared by hot lady pulling me into a hug, asking me what was going on. I couldn't even see her badge. Which makes sense. I imagine she didn't want the badge, like, being out and about in retrospect. But, like, come on! Fumbles Hero Bumble. I was Fumbles Hero Bumble! Cotton! If you see this, I'm sorry! I was so out of it. Okay. Seriousness. In seriousness, I was so tired that I was not okay. I was not getting enough rest. I was not giving myself enough downtime. I was not doing great. Oh yeah, no, I can imagine that, you know, so like Cotton wouldn't, like, I can imagine that, you know, it would not be an interest to wear a badge like that. That's a way to get, like, followed. Reintroductions are in order, do tell. But yeah, no, Cotton, I was so tired. I'm so sorry. I was so happy to see you. I was just, I was firing on one cylinder out of 4. Like, I was not in a good spot. I do worry, like, when I don't recognize someone in the moment, I worry that I make them feel, like, unwelcome or, like I don't want to meet them. I was so surprised in that moment. I was so caught off guard and so, like, tired in that moment that I legitimately could not. Yeah. So there was a crowd around her, and one of them was 16 in mono. Well, actually, that reminds me, I did bump into 16 in mono and Lesage very briefly on Saturday. That's right. Saturday, I got to see a little bit of Tappy's performance in the park. And then it was on my way back that I got to meet Mono. 16 in mono and Lesage. Both very sweet. Sunday, I also met Miss Lala again. Sorry. I'm remembering a lot of things as I go. Sorry. But yeah, no. Cotton, I'm so sorry, darling. You were so sweet and kind, and I was dim bumbo. Yeah, OffKai this year was fucking exhausting, and no other words will do. We ended up going to closing ceremonies. Did we get dinner that night? I think we just came back. So the rest of that night was kind of a blur to me. I had a great time at OffKai proper. I was we got dinner. Okay, where did we get dinner? I legitimately cannot remember right now. I need to take more pictures. I need to be an annoying tourist at my own events because I'm so tired of forgetting what happened because I don't take pictures. That's right. We went to the brewery. That's right. We all went and got BJ's. Yeah. I got Fixie to giggle. We went to BJ's brewery in town. How am I doing now? Much better. I've slept. I've rested. My voice is still a little screwed me down. Yeah. Some of the folks that got from the convention center to that location drove in a godforsaken nightmare car. Like, apparently the seatbelt was held together with staples, and they were like stomping on the brakes and like speeding. It was terrible. I'm very glad that I drove to and from the convention in retrospect for that reason. The food at BJ's was great. It was just cool to catch up with everyone and yap a little bit. And that was the end of night 3. That is not the end of my story. Day 4. We have a barbecue. Pixie had been coordinating and figuring things out for a barbecue for all of our friends. We ended up catching up with everyone at Violet High Tempo's grandma's house. And I hadn't seen that backyard in a while, and Pixie hadn't been there yet. So we're all figuring, wait a minute, there's gonna be like 14 of us at this backyard. We don't know how big it's gonna be. Originally it was gonna be here. But when I went to set some of my boxes from the move out in the shed, there were bees. So we decided not to have the barbecue in a bee-infested backyard, and decided instead to have it at Violet's grandma's. She, like that space, she was super chill with it. Yeah, at the time we didn't have AC. I'll talk about that in a second. So we go there and we're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? We buy a few things fresh that day. We got some burgers and some hot dogs and we're like, oh gosh, how are we going to do everything? I grab a blanket ready for like a picnic setup. We walk out to the backyard. Gorgeous, lush, green, spacious. There's a great barbecue grill in the background. In the corner, and there's like a little porch swing, and there's like shaded spaces to sit. It's perfect. We set everything up. I go back to the house with Bosch, and I grab take care, Maria. Thank you so much for popping in. I grab my DJ controller, my laptop, a stand, some power, a table, and some cables. And I bring that back, and and my speakers. And I set up a little DJ booth. And so I play some chill stuff, like some K-pop and some vibey stuff, some pop in general. And Mako, DJ Cat, plays some like house and some trance and just really fun stuff. And it was just some of the best vibes I was not even ready for all weekend, which was good because it felt like the perfect setup for like friends slowly getting their rides, getting to the airport, taking off. It was sad for everyone to go, but of all the ways to go, like that was a beautiful way to end our time together. All right, take care, Keisha. Thank you so much for popping in. Perfect timing, goodness. Listened to Luna for the first time. How'd it go? I had a barbecue last month at my granny's. I'm glad. That sounds awesome. I hope it went well. I know I'm a little late on that. No worries. Listen, the best time is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And I mean, Luna's not even 20 years old, so you're good. So I feel like that was the general bulk of OffKai experiences. From being a packing mule for a space cockroach to lots of concerts to a barbecue where we spun decks and hung out and said goodbye. OffKai was really fun this year. I feel like there's a couple things that I would do a little differently. One, I'm going to schedule downtime. I'm going to schedule time to sit down, shut up, and not do anything. I'm going to schedule an hour-long block or more every few hours to do sod all. I'm going to take naps. I'm going to go back to my room and sleep for a minute. I'm going to recharge my batteries. I did not do that this year. I had to spend day 3 with half my brain tied behind my back and didn't recognize one of my fucking Oshis. Think of that, Bats. Number 2, I'm going to take more pictures. I don't like how little I remembered this few days out from the actual event. I'm sure there are things that I also forgot to discuss from this last weekend, and I do apologize if we bumped into each other and I didn't recall our get-together here. If I gave you something, or I'll think of that, Bets. If I said that I was going to talk about it today and I didn't, I do apologize for that. I want to be more of a tourist for the things that I do. The same thing goes for Europe, by the way. I feel like I didn't take enough pictures in Europe. I remember enough of it. I had a great time there. I feel like I talked about Europe when I streamed between, now and, after I came back from Europe. I know it's one of those things third thing that I want to do. I need to lock in events to do with the people that I want to meet. Not just say hi in the vendor hall and okay, bye. I need to schedule things in town. Lunch, coffee, dinner, concerts, whatever it might be. I need to be more bold in that. Excuse me. Burza! Excuse me. Hi. You're just in time for me to choke on my own saliva. You do have a train in this channel. You are a conductor. Choo-choo. But yeah, oh, did the chat... I think the chat stopped interacting. Let me fix that real quick. Hang on. There is. We're gonna go here, and I'm going to go... Whoop, bam! Okay. Let's try that one. There we go. Uh-oh. Is there a reason it's not... Uh-oh. Hey, Twitch? I think it's not recognizing... The widget isn't widgeting. If it helps any, I see what you're writing. So don't worry too much, but I do want chat to show up, and I'm very sorry for the fact that it is not. Let's refresh that again. See if we can get Twitch things to behave. I feel like between this and the ad bar thing not doing its thing for a bit, I'm kind of surprised at it. At any rate, I do see that you're all there. I digress. Yeah, those are things that I would do differently at OffKai next year. But I want to do another meetup. Okay, there's a fourth thing that I would do differently. I want to do some kind of performance. I want to do some kind of concert. I don't know how to go about it. It may just end up being basically like a panel in a panel room. But I want to... Okay. All the concerts that I saw made me want to do one. Your widgets are sad you didn't take them to OffKai. Honestly, yeah. Relatable. I enjoyed those concerts so thoroughly, and they inspired me... Oh, okay. I think the Stream Elements merger with Razer was part of the problem. I think now that I've accepted it, it should be good now. I am not on that level. If I do that, and then I go here, and then I go here, and then I go to that, and then I click this, and then I refresh it again. Maybe that'll do it. Yeah, I'm not civic material yet. Well, main stage. Maybe I could probably do something main stage. But see, here's the thing. Here's what here's what the concerts at OffKai confirmed to me. I don't need to be a DJ. And I love DJing. DJing is fun. I like DJing. But I think I want to start performing as a singer more often. I still want to do effects and stuff. I like mixing between songs, but I feel like the focus needs to be singing. And like stuff in the background, like the visual aspects, like music videos and like visualizers and stuff like that. I want to do that. And I can do that. I can do what these folks were doing. While Audie was away, I rewatched The Girls Talk again. Aww. That magic moment, huh? I'm glad that could be a moment for you. But yeah, no, I'm very inspired. And I want to do that again very soon. Which is why I'm very glad that in about a week, I will be performing at Otakuthon. So I get to do that. Except it won't be as a VTuber there. It'll be in person. How many of you don't know about the Otakuthon thing? Since you've confirmed gonna be on Civic, who's gonna hand me lozenges? Lilac, it's time. I must give you the secret of the lozenges that made me so many friends this weekend. Grathers, Gerber baby food. I don't know. Let me get the actual Artemis. I love that. That's a beautiful name, Artemis. That was it. My friend of many years, Mike Feedback, recommended Grathers sugar-free black currant pastilles, and they are fantastic. I need to restock on them because they made me so many friends this last weekend. I just need to reorder them at a time when I can afford it. But yeah, Otakuthon. Otakuthon is not this weekend, it is next weekend. But I will be performing alongside Remocon, Ryustar, Korsuke, Rave Alarm, Creep P, Murata Yuzi, and Y & Co. Some of you Eurobeat folks in the audience might recognize, hey, wait a minute, Remocon? Y & Co? Aren't those? Yeah. That Y & Co. That Remocon. Like Daisuke, Monkey Dance, Poodle. Like that Y & Co. That Ryustar, that Korsuke. My tracking is going wild because the lighting is Cywave! Hi! How are you? Hello! Thank you. Wait, where'd the head pats go? Sorry. Thank you for the head pats. How are you? It was great to see you at OffKai! Incredible lineup. Yeah, okay. And that's just that event. You know who else is gonna be at that show? I don't got a raid, but I got my love. Your love is enough, darling. It is great to have you here. You know who's gonna be performing at that convention earlier in the weekend? Dave Rogers! Jean Eurobeat himself! In terms of the Eurobeat world, him! I'm gonna be at the same convention as Dave motherfucking Rogers. As you can tell, I'm very normal about this. Eurobeat is alive! Yes, it is, Casserole! Very much so. Eurobeat is alive and well, and we are getting shows and performances around the world, and my Eurobeat Oshi, everyone's Eurobeat Oshi, is gonna be performing there, and then I am also here. Oh, quick stretch. Like, I am so excited about that. I'm gonna let you all know. If I meet Dave Rogers in person, I might cry. I might just cry. Because that is Deja Vu Man. That is the Space Boy. I think it hurts. That is John Eurobeat. Let me tell you. If there was no Dave Rogers, there would not be much of an Odyssey Eurobeat. Seriously. Like... like, let's be real here. I know a lot of people, Deja Vu's one of the big three, this, that, whatever. Shut your face. Dave Rogers is a Eurobeat god. He is very much earned his place among the Eurobeat pantheon. No one has done it like Dave has done it. And the opportunity to be even at the same convention. You could hide for anyone out there. I could hide. Nah, shucks. But like, if I meet Dave Rogers in person, I might just cry. That is going to be a fangirl. That is not going to be a colleague. It's going to be, you made the Eurobeat the shade for you to who I am. What I have to work? Oh, well, I mean, maybe you'll be able to make it for like one of the nights, Pontiac. It'd be great to see you there. I hope you can make it. Dead Soul Machina of all the times. Nya, 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 nya. At any rate, yeah. So I will be performing at Otakuthon. I will also be. I'm not sure if I can. I'll also be present in another facility for another one of the performances at that event. So like, I'm not sure how everything is going to pan out. All I know is that I'll be I'll be doing my set and I'll be part of another. And I think that's really cool. It'll also be one of my very few times. This is not my first Canadian convention. I believe this will be my first Canadian convention that isn't a Brony convention. Because I did Brony Can and a couple others over the last couple of years. Oh, that is a lot of dust. Maybe that's why I'm having voice issues. Gotta go. Want to say hi. I'm going through all my cards. I still have to go through. No worries. Thank you so much for popping in, Cywave. I'm looking at the Saturday schedule and oh god, oh no. Wait, is the Otakuthon schedule already up? Let me take a look-see, actually. I'm curious. Schedule's now... Let's go! Okay. No quiet zones. Uh-oh. Create a plan, anything that may support your comfort, such as outdoor breaks, earplugs, noise-reducing headphones. Got it. Okay. It's up as of a few hours ago. Well, let's take a look then. All right. Well. Ada. All right. What's new? Information, invites, guest programming. Here we go. Events. Saturday night. I'm gonna snooze the ads for a few minutes. Why is the ads thing all funky? Hang on 1 second as I adjust that. Okay. Ba-bam. Okay, now it's back in place. That's weird. So is that the one? That is not the one. Okay. Oh, it must be. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Okay. That's 11 a.m. That's closing ceremonies. That's Sunday. Ah, okay. I think this is the one. Okay. So, here's this. For the safety and comfort of all participants, backpacks are not permitted during this activity. This is not the set list. This is the list of folks who will be performing there. That's me. Okay. Honoring the early Tokyo club sound at discotheques such as Juliana's and King and Queen, we celebrate the music and cultural impact set forth, inspiring the Eurobeat, techno, trance, dance, and hardcore sound we know today in rhythm games and from producers worldwide. Join as DJs and performers representing past, present, and future share live vocals, special sets, and energy with and on the dance floor. Hosted by Odyssey, Creep P, Rave Alarm, Korsuke, Ryustar, Murata Yuzi, Remocon, and Y & Co. So, they mean that, by the way. I've been in, like, now that we're actually seeing... Oh, chat's working again. So, this is very much intentional. This event is meant to be quite a bit like the sets at Juliana's, King and Queen, Super Euroflash, stuff like that you would get at, like, Velfar. But now, see, I'm curious because that's Otaku Dance. That's 10. Is this the one? I think it is. No, that's Killjoy. That's different. Because if I'm not mistaken, 8 p.m. That's Annie Maple. Geek Show, Saturday. It's 8 to 1. So I guess it starts at 8. If I'm not mistaken. Yes. Get ready for an unforgettable Eurobeat experience. The legendary Dave Rogers and the voice behind iconic hits such as Space Boy and Deja Vu, featured in the hit anime Initial D, takes the stage alongside DJ Boss, one of Japan's leading Eurobeat disco DJs and producer of Avex's legendary Super Eurobeat series. Together, they'll deliver a high-energy set packed with classic Eurobeat anthems from Initial D, MF Ghost, and more. So, right before the event that I'm in, Dave Rogers and DJ Boss are doing their live performance. And that's in the same room. Oh, I might... Okay, this is a discovery in real time. I might be... Am I gonna be like right after Dave? I am, this is fine. I'm fine. No pressure. Yeah, if I'm right after one of the absolute legends of Eurobeat, that's fine. I'm fine. The top duo. I haven't been approached for that, or for Discord. But if he wants to do that for whatever reason, I'd be more than happy to. Maybe I should reach out to Dave. But yeah, no pressure. Not a problem. This is fine. 7 to 8. Wait. 7 to 8, and then... It's right after. I have to go after what's basically my one of my Oshis in the Eurobeat space. I'm fine. I'm normal. I'm not daunted at all. I'm not up against a Eurobeat. God! This is fine. It isn't that. Okay. So, if you want to catch, a Eurobeat legend, 2 Eurobeat legends live in action, be sure to check out the special Eurobeat live, the Eurobeat special stage. And if you want to see someone who's also there later, I am also after that. I'm so normal right now. How am I going to survive? I'm not. I'm gonna die. I have to follow Dave motherfucking Rogers. Help! I'm normal. I'm fine. This is great. Okay. Memeing aside, jokes and memes aside, I'm genuinely honored. Dave Rogers remixed at the top a few years ago. Casserole, I'll do you one better. Dave Rogers also did a cover of Discord. Like, the Eurobeat Brony song. And I'm gonna let you make an educated guess as to who else that might be. See, here's the thing. Don't undersell yourself. Okay, listen. I appreciate that. And on some level, you're right. But here's the thing. I looked up to Dave Rogers. I looked up to Dave before I was like full tilt Odyssey Eurobeat. I thought Dave was so cool. He still is. He still is. I don't care at this point. I must go. Yes. Come to Otakuthon. Fly to Canada. Change your plans. Fly to Montreal. Catch this performance. Watch Dave Rogers and DJ Boss. Watch me and Crete P and Ryu Star and Korsuke and And everybody's everywhere. I need to take a break. I'm gonna put on words on stream, and I'm gonna be so normal, and I'm gonna be right back. One moment, please. Oh. The mic was on. Did it catch the did it catch the proximity to the bathroom from here? Well, let's not think about that too much. Okay, good. Cool, let's go ahead and go right back to this scene. Oh, right, the browser thing was on. Okay. Seeing the older Audi model in the ad widget. Yeah? I'm glad. I like to... some typing. Ah, yes. You're fine. We're looking for words. Random question. What's up? I mean, I am basically done talking about like the last week and what's up ahead. So I do have a question for you all, but I wanna answer Artemis first. I'm actually gonna put a note next to your name to call you Artemis. Artemis, right? Beautiful name, by the way. What's up? What's on your mind? What's on your heart? What you got going, darling? I want to get into the rest of your discography. Where do I start? Have I got the answer for you? It is Bandcamp. It is specifically my Bandcamp. The best place is here. That is where you can check out all of my original work and some remixes. The second best place would be the YouTube channel. The third best would be probably Eurobeat Prime, just to see which things I've been on as like other aliases. Because I can't sell all the work that I've been on because some of it is published by other labels. I guess the Eurobeat Wiki would have some insight as to where I've been and where, you know, what other acts I've been. So it uses a slightly outdated picture, but I digress. Well, it's not outdated in terms of showing the wrong version of me so much as it has me just as I came out. But yeah, no. How old is some of this content? Which content? Oh, some of it still has my dead name. Some of it is credited to my dead name. Some of this is like 20, like, some of it is like 2011. Thank you. That picture is filtered. When was Love Murder? That was like what, 2010? When was River? That was 2010. Yeah, a lot of this is like 2010, 2009. Gone had to be 2011, 2012. Yeah, 2012. Gosh, I Breathe Fire. Forgot about that. I think I wish that there was a way to sort my discography like by, yeah, there was a song that I did called Love Murderer. It was me trying to be like, you know what? Let me just play it for you. This was a different time. I've learned to produce a little better. Here's the problem. I tried to sound like Dave. Listen, when I say that Dave Rogers is one of my Eurobeat Oshis, I'm not kidding. If any of you show him this, I will find you. If any of you show him this, I will find you. Do I make myself perfectly fucking clear? At any rate, so it makes you so amazing. Like, thank you. I feel like the song that like shows the contrast best would be Remorse, because like that's where I hit the lowest, like vocally, and I think it's the lowest note that I hit in my recorded work. That should have been my answer. I should have said it from the right. Yeah. That. Yeah. Could have said it for, that should have been my answer. Yeah, that lower note. That should have been my answer. I don't really sing, but it would be fucked up to change that much while singing and such, right? I don't know. I feel like no, it's okay. Here's the thing. I am not particularly uncomfortable with my vocal range. I don't mind that I can sound, like different things. If anything, I like that I can still sound like my old self because that means I can sing my old songs. Whereas with the new stuff, I can sound like the new me. But I don't mean that I sound like new me. I mean like I sound like a new version of myself. The most up-to-date version of myself. I like that I have that range. Where'd you come up with your logo? So it was originally just a shape that I made out of like, you know that thing that you do in MS Paint where you like draw a bunch of lines and you fill in where they intersect? It was basically just that. And then I made a version of myself, and then the most recent version, the one that I use now, that's in the upper left-hand corner, that was designed by Taps. Do you play any instruments? I used to play more instruments. I used to play keyboards and drums. Lately, I've been more production-oriented, but someday I'd like to get back behind a drum kit or like a keytar again. But yeah, no. Yeah, I used to play a lot more, and someday I'd like to do it again. But for now, my voice is my instrument. But yeah, no. Is manual transmission an instrument?
No, Brandy. Manual transmission is not an instrument. Neither is automatic.
Also, that logo would look badass as a tattoo. Not saying I'm getting it as one. Yeah, there are some folks that have that logo tattooed on them. Which is a wild concept to me. But yeah, no, I think it would look pretty sick. Yeah. I think Hypno has it tattooed on him, if I remember right. And oh goodness. There's oh gosh. I bumped into, there's someone else. I bumped into him at a convention a few years back. Okay, hang on. Okay. It's not that. Okay. It's not gonna let me see. I'm gonna do a thing real quick. Shock Bro! Yes, Shock Bro. I remember that we went to Waffle House. I remember that we hung out. I remember that we got pictures together. I remembered everything but the Godfather and name. Oh, this reminds me. Y'all want to see a little teaser of the next video? Let me see what I can do. I'm only going to play so much, but I think I'd like to tease you all again. Since it's been so long since It's been so long since I was able to show you the stuff I've been working on to find you. Alright. Oh. No. Well, that's a spoiler. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to show you a few seconds at most. Ow. But yeah, no, here we are. I'm gonna scooch over to this corner. Hello? Oh yeah, real quick. This video, I need to either edit it to be very less flashy, or keep this warning in, because the way that I have this edited, it does have flashy lights. I'm only going to show you the intro because I don't want to spoil too much. Yep, it's coming. Right, that's your lot. Ow. But yeah, no. Eurobeat remix is coming likely after Otakuthon. I'm gonna schedule the promos for the weekend of Otakuthon, but I should totally play Otakuthon. Oh, side note, I feel like I just laughed a little bit like Muzzy. I need to play that during my set. But yeah, no, that's coming soon. That is next on the itinerary. Yeah, no. So that's coming up soon. But yeah, no, I feel like we went down a strange tunnel of things. Yeah, no, so we were talking about my older stuff because I think we were talking also about like how to get into my older discography. That is how. Bandcamp is gonna be how. I think the Crank That Eurobeat mix. Oh no. I do know that I tend to fold in Crank That Soulja Boy or Soulja Boy Tell 'Em into Path of Desire. I should have sent that version to Gameloft as well. But yeah, no, if I can pull things back a little bit, I do have a question to all of you. Want to commend you talking about this. Hi, Vosh. And, well, it's because it's the next thing. It's the next thing that I'm going to be doing. I have a question for all of you. So I talked a little earlier about, oh yeah, if none of them agree, then, oh right, so that was the AI discussion, in my server. So I'll talk about that briefly. Apparently, okay, so Atlantica, which I keep calling Pacifica because I'm biased and Californian, they recently released a few songs on stores and streaming services, and their album art is AI. I have been planning an open letter to the Eurobeat labels for some time now, but at this point I have the structure, and it's just a matter of, for me, it's just a matter of recording it. It may be less of a letter and more just an open thing. I'm gonna steal my friend's Honda Civic to go see the performance. Maybe borrow, ask. So here's the thing. One of the things that I discussed in the server about this matter is this. The old guard of the Eurobeat world, how much is it to change her dress? This is the only one I've got. The 3D model has a couple other outfits, but the 3D tracking was giving me a lot of trouble today, so I had to switch to the 2D for that. I'm terribly sorry. Next time, we might switch things up. The other one has like a bunny girl outfit and a Sailor Moon-ish swimsuit, so look forward to that. But yeah, no. Here's the thing with the old guard in the Eurobeat world. They're getting on in years. They're getting on in their time. This is not to excuse what they're doing so much as here are people in their field that are trying to keep up with the here and now. They are not visual artists. They are musicians. They have been, learning a new software and doing things from scratch takes time and effort. And what is this function? And what is, what does this do? And why do I got to do it this way? I can understand being reticent to do things the new way. It doesn't excuse it. I think they should. It takes 10 minutes and some free resources to know where to look. As a matter of fact, I think I might demonstrate a little bit of why I think it's possible, but how do I say? I don't want to approach this from a place of, they're terrible forever and ever, and I am so great. Don't forget, these are the movers and shakers of the Eurobeat world, without whom we would not have the genre that we know and love. These are people who have done their time, and, I do not want to tell them to, just learn something new, top keck. These are people in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, their 80s in some cases. How old was Mauro Farina when he passed? Hang on. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up because, like, this is not some trivial thing. I think we need to be careful about how we discuss this so as not to be dismissive. Obviously, fuck AI, fuck generative AI in particular. It can suck my entire clit. But I'm also not going to be like, if you don't want to make everything yourself from scratch, then you're dumpster fire garbage. So Mauro Farina, King Kong and the Jungle Girls, Cuckoo, the Infinite Singer at SciFam was 68 when he passed. 68. He spent most of his life doing music, particularly Eurobeat. Obviously not just Eurobeat, but like, dude put in his time. To my knowledge, he never did AI generative stuff, but like, I want to approach this from the angle of, hey, as a colleague, I want to see your work live on. I want to see the legacy that you've set continue. And generative AI is not how you're going to do that. What I want to do is I want to make the video essay basically like, it's probably not even going to be an essay or like an open it's just going to be me telling them not to do it. AI will never destroy musicians' effort. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Crazy Ninetails, thank you so much for the follow. It's lovely to have you here. The thing that I'm going to point them to is, one, there are free resources. Two, it takes very little time to do what they need to do. Three, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece of art. It just needs to be there. And four, they should not feed the machine that is designed to hungrily, bloodthirstily replace them. To demonstrate, a while back, I made this album art. Hang on. So, this took me maybe 15 minutes. And, Affinity is free. This font is free. The shape is free. The background is free. There are ways to get assets and things that you can use to make album art for free. We're not going to talk about, this is not a song I'm going to make. But, like, I want to make a point in that video. It's like, hey, don't fall for it. If you use AI, then it tends to cheapen the entire experience. It's like, if you're going to cut corners in the visuals, where else are you cutting corners? Can we trust that you even made the song yourself? To put it in perspective, I recently did have to issue a few takedowns of a channel that had covers of The Top made with AI. And they did take it down. Credit where it's due. They actually took the videos down. But they had the audacity to claim that they did it that they made those out of respect and love for Eurobeat. Shiji, hello! Glad you made it. Great to see you, darling. So what I want to do with that video is I want to be like, hey, here's how you can do what you want to do without feeding the machine that is designed to kill you and kill you dead. To replace you and make sure that no one listens to your things because they're too busy listening to the infinite slop machine. Slop, not slot. Slop. But yeah, no. Yeah, they had the audacity to say that it was out of love and respect for the genre. Fuck that. But yeah, no, that's gonna be the video. It's gonna be not from a place of, oh, bad, you're terrible, and I hate you for using AI. It's, hey, I want your work to continue, and generative AI is not how that's going to happen. So that's where the quote was. Like, if I put that out and everyone goes, go kick rocks, then we'll know. But if even one label goes, wow, I hadn't thought of it that way, maybe I should do this instead of using AI, then I'll consider that a win. Generating anything without any effort will result in slop content. Yeah, I agree, Crazy. I'll even go a step further. Generating anything is not creating something. That is asking the machine to turn to its own stolen assets to make something for you. At that point, you're not a creator, you're a client. Nixus, thank you so much for popping in. Enjoy the lurk. But yeah, no, the Eurobeat world deserves a better fate than anything generative AI has to offer. I'm gonna scooch the subject real quick, because I spent enough time talking about AI in general, but I want to talk to you all about something else. So, this lovely nightclub behind me has not had a show in it yet. And I'm inspired from all the concerts and the shows that I saw at OffKai this last weekend to where I want to ask you something. How many of you have watched your favorite VTubers do a live set? Like a live show? I'm genuinely curious, and I'm taking notes because I want to do right by you with what I'm thinking of. Genuinely, show of hands. How many of you have never seen your favorite VTuber do a live performance as a VTuber? Like, if you've watched Matara Khan, you've seen her perform as part of the Nikkei event. If you are a fan of V-Densetsu, then you've seen their live performances, or their streamed performances. If you watch other V-singers and V-streamers and VTubers and stuff, I haven't, but you showed me a clip of Korone rapping, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. That was part of Iris's performance. Never did. Believe it or not, I haven't been engaging with VTubers that much, and that's okay. So, with that in mind, I'm getting the sense that a lot of my viewers here, have not seen a lot of live VTuber performances. Interesting. I have another question. And there is no wrong answer. Gafari! Hi! How are you, darling? It's great to see you! Thank you so much for 13 months of resubscribing, starting in on year 2 with a bang. Can we get some love in the chat for Gafari? It was so good to see you, darling. Hope you're doing well. Hope you got back safe and healthy, and that your voice isn't shot like mine. Okay, so, actually, Gafori, you're just in time for this. So, Gafori, you and I have another VTuber in common. How often have you seen Numi perform? Whether live in person or, okay, I've seen yet the concerts, so that's one thing. How many other VTubers have you seen perform live? I want to figure something out real quick. Yeah, genuine question. There are no wrong answers here, by the way. I mean, keep them respectful or something. The VTubers I engage with is mostly because of earnest presentation, despite still playing a persona. I've seen them do their thing at an Oshi bar event or two, but that's it. Okay, fair. What was your favorite thing or the most important thing about what you saw? Like, what would you say was the most essential part? The Noombas. Yeah, Noombas. Okay, my screen is flickering in a way that is concerning. but I digress. Noombas. Yeah, like 2D, 3D, in person, whatever. Honest answer will not result in okay, yeah, keep it respectful, please. But like the things that Audie painted in Passport. Yeah. So, okay. Let's say theoretically, probably camaraderie in the crowd. Oof, okay. This might be a different question than I thought. Okay, so how many of you have attended virtual concerts? Like, during AX, Pixie and I bought tickets to the shows with, what was it called? Did I throw a curveball? Yes, but it was needed. How many of you have seen VTuber performances like the ones at Anime Expo? Okay, what was it called? Club Iron Mouse. Club Iron Mouse counts, yeah. So we saw Club Iron Mouse, but we also saw the one, that had Chibidoki and Doki Bird. Okay, it was the one that had Fantastic Reality. Okay, how many of you saw Fantastic Reality? And it could be none of you. And that's okay. I do need to wrap up pretty soon to protect my voice. Next week, I'm probably going to keep my streams sparse to protect my voice. The first LA concert was Fantastic. Yeah, so there was Fantastic Reality. Fantastic Reality had some subsets to it. There was Doki Doki Rewind Time, and then there was Found Futures. Yeah, there was Found Futures, Annie Bash Crossroads, and Doki Doki Rewind Time. Okay. If I put on a live performance as a VTuber here on Twitch, what would be the most important thing to you? And you do not need to throw a softball. It could be that it needs to be live. It could be that that I don't use auto-tune and try to hide it or something. It could be that the boop isn't booping, and I'm sorry that it's not booping. It should be. It could be that that there's background animation, or that there's a microphone, or that I sing, or that it's live and not pre-recorded. I want to know what the most important thing would be to you if I did a live performance. I can give you an IRL boop. I'll permit it. Yeah, let me see what's going on with I don't think this is the most important, but I think the 3D tracking from the 3D model would add to the experience in comparison to 2D. That is fair. All right. Come on in. Pixie is here to administer an IRL boop. All right, I'm ready. I've been booped. Thank you, Pixie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There it is. Here on Twitch, if I can be here, I'm here regardless. Destroyed booped. It should be live. Also, the set list should accompany all your aliases if possible. Okay. So that's fair. I think I can let you all in a little bit on what I'm thinking of. So, I noticed that a lot of the performances that I saw during OffKai were 2D. There were 3D performances. What I'm thinking of doing is this. I want to do a live show. It would not be on this Twitch account. It would be on the Ithaca Twitch, which I do have, a separate thing. Since if I do that many songs on this account, I'm screwed McDone. But on that one, I can play all the copyrighted material I want, in theory. I think the idea that I've had is to start with 2D. And then if that does well, then I could put some of that towards 3D. There's an Ithaca Twitch. There is. Allow me to show you. Here. Honestly, really love your IRL concerts. Thank you. And I don't want to stop doing those, by the way. I'm still doing IRL stuff. I'm still going to do stuff like Otakuthon and you know, sets at Brony Scott and other conventions that'll have me IRL. However, my setting is a virtual nightclub. I just watched several VTubers performing live or close enough on virtual stages. I want to do that too. What I'm thinking of doing is first I might do a 2D performance. It would take place on the Ithaca stage. Boy, the tracking is really suffering. Side note, I think I might put... Would it be the end of the world if I put a new phone on my throne? My iPhone 12 mini is at its end of days. It is unironically getting dangerously warm. Like, just for plugging it in. It is probably one of the next things that I need to buy in general. And I'm not buying it to be frivolous. I do use it for tracking. That it's what I'm using instead of a webcam for this. But yeah, sorry. Side note. So, first I want to do a 2D. Then, if that goes well, I might want to do 3D. Because, that'll take a lot more to do. That'll take a lot more resources. I might have to do, like, I might have to do some, like, tracking and, like, positioning and learning how to dance and, you know, figuring out, like, a headset microphone if I want to move around. And then figuring out camera stuff in 3D, things like that. But, I'm coming to the realization that the way that I have performed for years and the way that I would like to perform now, those two circles are becoming separate. I want to DJ, but I don't want that to be the primary method anymore. I want to be a singer. I want to go up on stage like I saw so many people do at Oshi Bar. Or I want to hop on the virtual stage and perform for you. I think there's a lot that I could do with that. I think there are things that I saw great singers do where I might be able to do something that adds some visual interest to boot. We have tools like Shoost. I have access to software called Resolume Avenue. I can make my own visuals. I could do cool stuff with the camera. I could do cool stuff with the footage out of VTube Studio. I think there's a lot that I could do. But I wanted to gauge your interest. I wanted to see what was important to you first. Because, like, it could be that you all don't care if I do it live or pre-recorded. It could be that you don't care if I'm 2D or 3D. It could be that you don't want to see me perform as a VTuber. You only want to see me live. Not necessarily important, but would there be exclusive badges? What do you mean? Like, sub badges? Tickets? The way that I would do things... Hello, Animation! Great to see you again! I think the thing that I would do for most shows at Ithaca V-Disco is... I would have it be, free. Whatever show that I do at Ithaca V-Disco would essentially be free with a tip jar. I also don't think that I can accept subscribers on a DJ account, and Ithaca V Disco is a DJ account. He means badges as drops, I guess. I don't think I have anything like that set up for the Ithaca account. I don't think I can. So, DJ accounts on Twitch were Twitch's compromise to record labels. For folks that wanted to DJ and do their stuff, but not get a hand lodged so far up their ass that they're playing with their tongue with what they ate earlier that day. It gets rid of a lot of the functions and monetization of a regular account, but you can spin what you want. You can perform whatever music you want. I would use that account with a tip jar, like a QR code that you could scan or something in the description or both, where people would be able to essentially throw tips. It would be like a hat on the ground, essentially, like metaphorically. And what that would allow me to do is anyone could see a live Eurobeat performance or whatever kind of show I have going on at the time. And if it's just me, then it would go towards, you know, my efforts and goals and things like that. If it's a multi-act show, then I would use something like Pally to split the tips between myself and the other performers. So Ithaca can't be monetized, but you can play whatever. Exactly. Ithaca can't have subscribers. Ithaca can't have bits. Actually, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it can do bits. But yeah, no. So I would be able to do as I like. I'd be able to have whoever else I want on there, performing their set, doing whatever. I think for the most part. That might be something that I work on by the end of the year. I have a lot going on. I just took on another project, even though I really should be more careful about that. With someone who's been good to me up to now. Like, and it still is, for the record. Like, they're still great. Ultimately, these badges aren't global, only for this channel. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to have badges for that channel. Yeah. I think DJ Cat does something similar. I think she has, like, a separate account for DJ sets versus just regular streams. But yeah. I guess I am kind of floating in the direction of a more idol-like performance mode, but that's nothing to think about. The point is, like, I want to do those things that I saw. I want to do those for you. With that in mind, I would go a little longer, but you can hear the rasp in my voice is getting worse. I think I need to call it a night here. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. I will see you all next week. I'm not sure how often. I may need a day of complete vocal silence to recover. Because I haven't had a day of vocal rest since Europe. I need to take a day to not talk. I need to take a day to rest. Maybe, like, if I can afford an air purifier, once I do get a little bit of money to come through again, I might do that. But, yeah, I need to wrap up for tonight. Let's see who we might raid. Yeah, let's see who's... What in the world is that? There's a lot going on here. What the heck? Let's see who's live. It's not letting me actually do my usual... Let's see. It's not letting me do my usual followed. Let's browse. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Following. Mako's. Oh, Mako! Let's raid Mako. Let's raid Machan. Okay. Joel, please. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for tonight. We'll see you next week. Let's go ahead and get the raid message going. So, let's do... Hang on. For Twitch subscribers, thank you so much for so much for keeping and maintaining your subscription. This is the raid message that I recommend for raiding DJ Cat Lol, Mako Machan. I will do that redemption in just a minute. For non-subscribers and YouTube, this will work anywhere on the internet. Yeah, if you do not have the Twitch emotes that I recommend, then use that one with the hearts. If you do have those emotes, thank you. And this is what I recommend you use. We're gonna go ahead and raid DJ Cat Lol, who is currently streaming a DJ set. Not on her DJ account, though. Here's the actual address of where we're going. And with that in mind, I'm gonna rest my voice now. Thank you so much for coming. Oh yeah, let me do that ada real quick. All right, my voice is a little raspy right now, so it may not come through. Ada, iko. Ada. And on that note, it is time for us to raid the one, the only, the lovely DJ Cat Lol. DJ Cat Lol. Thank you so much for coming. I will see you all next week. I'm not sure exactly when. I might take Monday off. I may not. We'll see how things go. Until then, I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the head pats. I am so glad to see you all again. See you again very soon. Bye-bye.